Bullshit artist.
And it just immediately plays it.
I love it.
Yeah. It could be too dark. What do you think?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, you can't see what's here. Everything.
Yeah.
And what's here is not really what's transmitted anywhere else. So it's like...
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Well, anyways, we're live.
Welcome.
Yeah. Let me,
Me on camera.
yeah.
Dragging my Sunday ass on camera.
Let's turn you up a little bit.
You hear me?
There. Yeah, that looks good. Welcome, everybody. So we're doing a little Sunday live stream because we wanted to talk about the updates of the Conjuring House, the drama.
I haven't kept up with the Conjuring House Drama, so I'm curious what has happened.
So a lot. I'll have to say that.
Wow.
Well,
Oh my God, you've got notes.
I have notes. I came with the receipts.
Wow.
With
about the
with
Conjuring
receipts. Yeah. So
First question, are people still going to the Conjuring House, or has the message gotten out that people shouldn't go?
I still think people are going.
Okay.
And there's actually updates about the way that people are being treated when they do go to the
Oh.
Conjuring House.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The issue with all of the drama that surrounds the Conjuring House is that information is put out in a haphazard kind of way from both Nunez as well as like, Side-Eye Guy, Mythos. They've all kind of done these updates to the Conjuring House and what is going on. But Jason Hawes, he's the one that's been kind of central to everything because of Satori and his work that he's done for the Conjuring House as well. And of course being one of the founders of Paranormal Investigation,
Right.
I wouldn't say, the beginning of it, but he definitely popularized it.
On mainstream television.
Yeah. Because this was before YouTube, so all you had was the Travel Channel and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm curious, like, what was the first one? Because the earliest thing I think we would see was Most Haunted.
Yeah.
Before Taps. But
Yeah.
maybe it was at the same time those came out.
Yeah, and it's really hard to tell with Most Haunted because even the stuff that's new looks like it's super old.
Yeah.
Comparatively. Just something about British TV.
Most Haunted was so much fun.
It was fun.
It was like Derek Acorah, and he would get possessed every weekend. That was the best show ever. Yeah,
Taps was always to me like this, like you're, taking notes, like you're a building, investigator, trying to debunk using plumbing. And
yeah, they took themselves a little too seriously.
They did, but they were also trying to start a segment that wasn't really popular in America too. So even today, Jason takes himself very seriously, and the whole business of paranormal investigation as well. So it's not too surprising that he took himself seriously back then. And especially whenever you start seeing his personality.
He's a serious guy.
He is a serious guy. and he's one of those guys like, if you want to get mess with me and find out kind of guy. And he wears that
around and find out.
Yeah, and he wears that on his shoulder. Like it doesn't act like he's not the kind of guy to give retribution of stuff. But he's also the kind of guy too that if you don't piss him off, he's like he'd be your friend forever.
Does he have a special set of skills?
He does have a special set of skills. Plumbing, cleaning out trains.
That's so interesting because that's how Ed Warren was portrayed in the movies as being that Mr. Fix-It guy, fixing plumbing problems.
And I actually think Jason was more of that than Ed was. Yeah.
Ed didn't seem like the type that would be able to fix stuff, but they portrayed him like that in the movies.
But Jason would also, he feels like the kind of guy that would like look at you and say, well, why don't you just fix it yourself? Like, why don't you learn a skill and trade to take care of yourself instead of having me fix it for you?
Yeah.
He's definitely that kind of guy as well, which is Like if you take care of yourself, he will help you. You know, like if you're trying. So yeah, that was kind of like his beginning because of he lives in Rhode Island, and the Conjuring House is like an hour and a half drive or something like that. So
Rhode Island's that big?
no, I think that's the extent of it. It's like they're on the border, and he's on the border, and
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and I think he takes a long way too. So
Okay. He takes the scenic route.
he takes a scenic route through Rhode Island. He goes through 3 other states to get there.
Which is not hard to do.
No, not in Rhode Island. So, like, and he's done work for them. So, like, he's got this kind of connection between the Conjuring House and that. And, you know, there's probably also this. The Conjuring House has this almost like Mecca kind of feel to it. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a paranormal investigator, you have to go to the Conjuring House to do an investigation to kind of prove that you are, you know, you're up to snuff, even though, as we've discussed, the Conjuring House doesn't really have anything going on there, but you know, that's a
It's all
different
made-up
conversation.
stories, yeah.
Yeah, but most of the stuff is. It's, if you're looking at it from a entertainment standpoint, the same holds true. You know, it's like a Monty Python episode where they have the whole island full of interviewers, you know, that are all interviewing each other.
Right,
It's the same thing. Like, you got to go there. You got to go do it.
It's
Yeah.
all ghost hunters, ghost hunting, and more ghost hunting on top of more ghost hunting.
It's a beautiful cycle because one of the ghost hunters died, then the other ghost hunters are trying
a
to
place of-
contact the
like-
dead ghost hunters. So it's a self-perpetuating, you know, kind of thing.
I wonder if anyone has done a seance to conjure Ed Warren or Lorraine Warren.
I can guarantee you that
I
they
wonder
have.
if it's got to be on YouTube. If no one's done that, you need to do that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, well, there was another. They used to call them spiritualists back in the day. There was another spiritualist that was always he was a debunker actually, and he was trying to prove that the seance thing was a bunch of malarkey. So
You mean Houdini?
it might have been Houdini. I think it was Houdini. And he always said that if I die, here's a certain code, and if I tell it to you after death, then you know ghosts are real. And if
Like our family code?
Yeah,
Like our secret Dune family code?
our Atreides battle language,
Our Atreides, yeah.
yeah. How dare you say that to me? How dare you? And you know, and he dies, and then she does a seance, his wife or whoever it was, and they're like, "Oh, the code is banana," and they're like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you're full of it."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like, how would you know if you're actually contacting the Warrens? You know, because they weren't exactly truthful when they were alive. So would they still be truthful after their death?
Yeah.
And give you accurate information? Alice,
Welcome.
from an entertainment point of view, the Pokemoke force is more entertaining with its Randonautica participants running through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those Randonautica.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was like one of the funnest.
That was a COVID
Pandemic,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really fun COVID thing because one, you know, you could do it as a family and still kind of keep away from everybody. But I enjoyed the
That's what we
Randonautica.
should do. We should do a video, Randonautica
Yeah,
video. That would
yeah.
be fun.
We'll find a dead body in a barrel or something like that, like the other people did.
Oh, that was terrible.
That was creepy. Yeah, but again, entertainment wise, yeah.
That's fun.
And for that area, there's, you know, like, well, apparently there's Bigfoot around as well in that area. I mean, she's got it on her. Seriously, he crawls inside. She crawls inside of this chair.
You have a cat in your chair.
Yeah, I have a cat like in my chair.
Wow.
Yeah, she's crazy.
All right. So what else is happening at the Conjuring House?
Okay, well, we haven't actually got to talking about what's like new at the Conjuring House.
Okay.
Um,
A cat.
okay, seriously? Get out of there. It's like I'm expecting like things to fall from the
Cats.
ceiling next. Yeah.
Cats falling from
Raccoons.
The ceiling. Yeah.
So, So basically, I mean, I think we kind of know the the stuff that had occurred. Everybody quit. Uh, she threatened to expose Katori.
She took
She
that guy's money.
took that
She
guy's
fired the guy.
money.
She said that he had stolen from her.
Right, because the ghost of John Arnold
Right.
said it.
Right.
No, what has kind of come to light now is that she's actually issuing death threats to him,
To the
to
guy
the vice
she fired?
president. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So,
Like, how does she do a death threat?
you're going to die. I don't know. They're not releasing. I don't think they're releasing like what was actually said for legal reasons. I would
Wow.
imagine.
Wow.
Okay, but the great part is where she's accusing current and past Democratic leadership are corrupt, and this is what's causing all of her issues, or some of her issues, is the corruption, and that only Republicans are good. Is basically what she said. What she's saying. It's really crazily written, so you can't really figure out what she's really trying to say.
Yeah.
But apparently she was talking about how all of these people are like causing issues. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen tarot card readings with more astounding information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so I pull tarot cards and really it's good for introspection. Like you're looking at yourself and kind of pulling information from random where you can reevaluate what's going on. But their stuff is just literally a Google search.
Yeah.
Like it's like saying, "Oh, you know, what's my grandmother's name?" and me going, "Oh, hold on a second. Well, the cards say," it's even when they were at their best, the stuff that they're doing is laughable. I would say, like it's just you can tell where it's coming from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 They're so full of shit. The most interesting tarot reading I saw on YouTube was somebody that pulled the tarot. Some kid pulled the tarot cards
right.
for Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren
Yeah.
because I was researching about them for our last conversation.
Yeah.
And he pulled tarot cards that were so interesting because he went into it and he said, I don't really know who these people are. And as he's pulling the tarot cards, he's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's like hidden stuff here.
Yeah.
And he was getting scared. Like as he
Yeah.
was pulling these tarot cards, it was like the coolest reading I
Yeah.
think I've ever seen.
But he also it's hard to prove that someone hasn't done research
Oh,
on
right,
someone.
right.
So he
But
probably
he
could have
did
totally, but
he did
yeah,
a
yeah.
really good job
He
when
did
he
a good
was
job.
pulling the cards.
Yeah.
Because as he was pulling them, he was like, this is really scary. And then he got so freaked out. He freaked himself out so much. He had to stop.
He had to stop.
He was like, I have to stop. This is too scary. It was a really good YouTube video.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching that with you, or like kind of when I was doing other things. I was like, this kid's good. Because he was like a kid.
Yeah.
Like he was like 20 or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's continue with her post because her post gets.
Okay, so
Yeah,
we're
well-
at all Democrats are evil, Republicans
Right.
are good, and all of the problems that she's had with the Conjuring House are because of Democratic leadership.
Well,
and she lives in Rhode Island, which is a blue state, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like, it's not all the reasons. There's other stuff we've
Okay.
got to get into. But,
Okay.
but then what her post said was that I want to come back on my statement and say not all Democrats are horrible.
Oh.
Just 99% of them. There's a few, like 2 or 3 that are decent, is what she said. Like,
There's a
what
few Democrats that are
can I get a list, like, of which
We
one's
wanna
good
have
or
a good
bad,
list.
or you know, like. So
What's happening?
I don't know. I just hear them up there. Oh,
Are they fighting?
yeah, they're probably fighting.
I said, be self-sufficient
Don't fight
and don't fight. So now they're up there being loud and fighting.
and arguing. Yeah. Okay, seriously, get out of there. Okay, so hold on. Let's let's go deal with this real quick.
Yeah, beer.
So we'll be right back. It's gonna go bullshit artist.
All right, what was the drama upstairs?
Oh my god. Okay, so Thorsten. So our boy child decided to make popcorn. It finished, and it didn't take it out. Rain decided to help. Mm-hmm. I know. She decided to help, and then took the popcorn out of the microwave without asking him.
Okay.
And that was it. That's the whole drama.
Popcorn drama.
Popcorn drama. And who touched whose stuff?
Who touched these popcorn?
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're back to this. I apologize for that. Okay, let's move on. I got some editing to do, don't I? All right, so after she said that not all Democrats, just 2 or 3 are good. The rest are evil and corrupt.
Right.
All Republicans are.
Which is what I learned on TikTok today.
Are good. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And then she said that the UN, the United Nations, needs to enforce the UN Charter that allows any posts from a legitimate business to be seen in the United States.
What?
There's no context here. So
The United Nations.
right. So she's calling on the United Nations to enforce their charter to allow businesses in the US to see, for any citizen of the United States to see any post made by a business.
Well, she could just set up a Google alert. I don't.
No, well, I think what we're implying here is that her messages are not able to be seen by all citizens of the United States because they're being blocked, and that is a violation of a United Nations.
Because the way that I would interpret what you just said is that she wants to know anytime someone talks about her. She wants to know all the messages about the Conjuring House so she can react to it and do her legal mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, because she said specifically like citizens seeing business posts, like posts about like from the business. So it's very clear that what she's saying is that her posts that she puts out on the business Facebook page are being blocked somehow in the United States from being seen by the world.
Wow.
And she says that there's 300 million people that view her thing.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
She's bigger than Mr. Beast. So she has 24,000 members on Facebook.
But Mr. Beast has 300 million.
No, he doesn't. He has like 260 or something. So that would make her bigger than
Bigger
Mr.
than
Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So effectively is okay.
Maybe she accidentally put another zero in there. Maybe it was. So she said 300 million. Maybe she meant, well, even 30 million.
Even 3 million, even 300,000 is too much. It's more like 30,000.
30,000.
Which
But she's saying she needs millions of views or.
no, she's saying that those people do view her stuff. But she's also saying that the stuff is being deleted and that the content's being edited and that it's also being withheld from U.S. citizens correctly.
But it's her. But she's the one that's editing the content.
Yes.
Because she's the only one that has access.
Well, maybe, and that's the issues that you don't know. Maybe there were other people.
Maybe someone else had access to her social media that was causing the problems.
Yeah.
Because she's already loony, right? So
Yeah.
if someone came in after her and made an edit to a post that she would not be able to put to, and it would send her off the deep end.
Right. Now, so according to the texts that have been released right before everybody quit, the people that she said she fired, the people that actually quit, they were sending her text messages and saying, get your shit together. Like, I'm quoting here, get your shit together. You're running this business into the ground. And they were doing everything that they could to try to keep the business going. And they were like, okay, we're giving this to you in writing. because you forget 90% of the conversations that we have with you. So we are telling you this in writing. Here's everything that we have done. Here's what is going to be ending at this time. And you need to go and meet people. You need to email them. You need to do this because you will forget to do all of this stuff. And then the day that they all quit, they were quitting, that they've been telling her weeks in advance, she doesn't even show up to the Conjuring House. And they're like, are you even showing up? We have people coming. Like, you can see the dedication of these people, that they were so worried about the Conjuring House that they were like, still, there are people coming. Please go take care of these people because we care about this place.
Wow.
And she was like, yeah, I'm almost there. And then I don't think she still got there in time to meet and greet the people and let them in. So she has other issues outside of anything that is going on with these posts that seem crazy and stuff like that. Is that she just does not pay attention to what people are telling her, business to business. Like, they're like, we need salt to de-ice the walkway. Have you gotten that yet? No. It's like, this is a hazard. Like, like, you are not running this business well.
Yeah. Well, that's very clear she's not.
Right. So I have a feeling is that she doesn't know who has access to her Facebook, the Facebook page anymore. Mm. And that might be why she's blaming Jason for all this stuff, is like, you're the one going in and deleting this stuff, but he never had access.
Yeah. So because she never paid attention to how her business was ran.
Right.
And if she had one of her employees who was her social media manager,
right,
then maybe they're coming in and
editing out her crazy shit, and then she's just like, well, where's all my stuff going? That's an attack upon me. So yeah, that's.
Do you really think that somebody who quit would be going back into their social media? And
I mean, that actually sounds possible to me.
Really?
But these people care about the Conjuring House, so it wouldn't. If they were deleting anything, it was probably trying to keep the reputation of the Conjuring House, like, legitimate, instead of it going into this cesspool of her comments. Mm. So I could see them going through and editing just to clean it up and say, like, God, you're going to drive away business. And then apparently on the Facebook group, people like the people within that organization are still viewing it, and they're grabbing screenshots when crazy shit's happening. Mm. And there was this message about this grandmother who her grandchildren, she's in Rhode Island, and her grandchildren were there, and they were talking about how much they love the Conjuring House. And she's like, well, it's right down the road, so let's go online. So she went online, and everything was booked solid. And she was just like, you know what, let's just go there and check it out anyways, because maybe we could get a day tour or whatever, or see, maybe the website wasn't updated and we can still do like a longer session or whatever.
You want to do a drive-by?
Yeah. And they were yelled off the property. Children.
Wow.
And this is not coming from Jason. This is coming from an independent woman. Like,
so they don't do day tours anymore then?
Well, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. But they got yelled off the property is the big thing. And like, the children were literally crying while they, like, the grandmother was like, getting them back in the car because of how horribly they were treated. Mm-hmm. So like, she's not doing good. Even with like just normal day-to-day operations, she's just not doing good.
You think she's possessed now?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the further of her comments was that she asked Mark Zuckerberg to restore the deleted messages so that she can prove the black magic that's being used by Jason Hawes and Satori and everybody else.
Wow.
Yeah. And also in this same message, and this is all one message, by the way. This is not like 5 or 6. This is all one message. The other message, and it's all non sequitur, so there's no rhyme or reason why. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Alice, that's actually a worry. Is that is she doing this for clout for the Conjuring House?
It's a little much.
It is,
but it adds to the lore of the Conjuring House. It really does.
Well, the big issue is going to be for the legitimate groups, because all of them are saying it's done. It's like they're not going to go there.
Yeah.
So
I don't think anyone should go there.
Yeah. But the people that are actually going to pay the money don't want to go there. So it's like, well, who are you doing this for? Because if you can never get a group to go there anymore, it's going to be, the onesie twosie people, but they're not going to be able to pay the rates. Like even if our channel was huge, I wouldn't pay those rates, because I'd be like, I'd just be looking at it as a business and going, we can't afford that, and not being able to recoup the cost of it. Mm-hmm. So it's all these, like, maybe she's going to get a mini-series deal out of it, but I honestly think that they're going to look at these posts and just be like, I'm not touching this.
No,
with a 10-foot pole.
Not until she dies.
Yeah. Yeah, Allison, I think that might be what you're talking about, is like after she dies.
After she dies, and then her estate sells her story.
Yeah.
But I think, the rights to use the name The Conjuring House, probably a studio owns that, so they'd have to pay a ton of money. But it would make a really good, HBO series.
I think...
Cat.
Who cares about the ghost? We need to find out what's going on with that cat. Yeah. And now it's that the funny thing is I would actually watch that series.
Oh yeah.
After she's dead, and I mean, are we going to be around for that? Yeah. We'll use the spectral phone from Edison, the god Edison, his spectral phone to watch spectral YouTube.
Yeah. Or whatever the technology is on.
Well, it's just like space. You put space in front of anything, and it makes it sound science fiction-y. You just put ghost in front of anything, or
our
spectral.
Descendants are going to be using AI, and they're going to say, "I want to see my great grandparents who are in a show about the Conjuring House," and the whole series will just be created for them.
Yep.
With us as the leading characters.
Oh God. Nobody's gonna want to see this.
You never know. Our great grandkids might want to see that, when they're bored one day and they're like, I want to watch my except our daughter has said she's going to end our line. So we may not have great grandkids, but yeah, you never know.
Adoption.
Somebody 100 years from now is going to be like, I want to see those 2 weird old people that I randomly found in a dustbin recreate in the Conjuring House the series that Alice suggested.
They're going to Google Dusty Muffin and our faces are going to come up. Oh.
And they're going to create the whole AI is going to create the whole series for them.
Yeah. Okay. And so, all right. So during this time, or I think before this time, again.
Okay. So
what?
Did Mark Zuckerberg show up and save the day and use his non-black magic to solve everything?
No, he's an AI anyways. He's an AI construct. So. Yeah, I don't think I could see some Ouija board spelling out everybody running out of the house. Yeah. Are you talking about now or later?
I think both, yeah.
Because she doesn't even allow it now, so it's like...
Yeah. Like, yeah.
So Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck, he didn't show up.
Okay.
He didn't help out.
With his black... Wait, okay, so... Who has the black magic? Does Zuckerberg
Jason.
Jason has the black magic. So Zuckerberg has the white magic. He's the good magician.
Sure.
Okay. Got it.
We'll just go with that.
Okay. Got it.
Have you seen Mark? Look at him. He's like a cyborg. He's an alien. He's an alien reptile cyborg AI.
Who obviously has good magic.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I forgot the other thing too, is that the real people that you need to emulate is the Church of Satan.
Okay. Why are we bringing in the Church of Satan into this?
What do you mean? Aren't you following the line of progression through this?
Okay, so
It's very clear that after she says Mark Zuckerberg, that we should live our lives like the Church of Satan.
I don't disagree with that, but
Yeah. There's no connection. And the funny thing is she starts going through the list of reasons, right?
of why you should live your life according to the Church of Satan.
Right, because they don't care what you believe in.
But she's a Republican, and all Democrats are evil. Okay.
This logic that you're using is really destroying the story.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to follow, but
That's the issue, is you can't, because none of it makes any sense. And then
do you think AI is generating these posts?
No,
It's all from her head.
No.
It's all from her head.
Yeah. Because AI would have at least said, like, let's explore.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah. And it would have had some sort of cohesion, even if it was fake. There would be some sort of cohesion there. And it would be more racist comments in the AIs
Right.
than that. I just watched a great Possession 24 movie called The Deliverance. And it was really, I don't know, the last time I saw anything about Deliverance was, had banjos.
Yeah, it's a new horror movie.
You
Yeah,
know about that one?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to put that on our list.
You gonna start watching horror?
Oh my God, yeah. I knew you were going to say something. Hey, I watched the whole Conjuring series with you.
I know you did. It was so much fun.
And I enjoyed all but one, as far as, like, because it was all, like, just crazy wackadoodle stuff. But the one that I thought was actually scary was, I think,
The first Conjuring.
the Conjuring House. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything else was kind of just laughable. But the original Conjuring House, like, I was actually like, ooh, okay, it's a bit much. It's got me.
Well,
It's got me
my
in the
favorite
feels.
story is The Devil Made Me Do It. I love that story.
Yeah.
But we talked about that before.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good to, because this is all about the Conjuring House, so it's all intertwined, like Annabelle. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, what other drama's happening? She brought in the Church of Satan. Says we should live. So first we learned Democrats are evil, Republicans are good.
Right. But people that think like Democrats are good.
Mark Zuckerberg's going to save the day because Jason Hawes is
deleting messages, or somebody's deleting messages.
A dark magician, is that what it was?
Black magic.
Black magic.
He's using black magic.
He's using black magic.
Yeah.
And now we need to live our lives according to the Church of Satan.
You got to say, it does bear some similarities to the current Conjuring House.
Yeah. I'm just like, whoa.
It's built on lies.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, and don't forget the UN too. The UN has to come in and have their UN peacekeepers show up.
Right.
To
right in the UN. Okay.
To
the cult I was raised in. So in Revelation, there is a Jezebel who they call a harlot, who I have issues with.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about Jezebel.
Yeah.
Who rides like a 7-headed monster alien beast.
Cool.
And the cult used to say that Jezebel was the United Nations. This is what this reminds me of, is the cult that I was raised in. Yeah.
But the difference is she wants the United Nations to intervene and to force that Facebook is against United Nations. Against the United Nations.
And the United Nations, like, is such... they
don't have any power.
I know. When I left the cult... And I realized how ridiculous the United Nations was.
Yeah.
But I was raised to believe that it was this all-powerful Satan's tool of Jezebel, you know.
I mean, at least NATO has power, right? Like, there's power
But
among.
NATO doesn't report to the United
Nope,
Nations.
no. Nobody reports to anybody, but at least NATO has some power. You could rail against them, you know, but not UN. UN is just this figurehead that just goes, "I strongly object that you are killing all your people," and then that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they can do.
But then, but they can force Zuckerberg into
Yes.
performing his white magic.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yes. Even though U.S. has veto powers in the UN, but past that.
Past that. All right. Okay. So moving on to.
Okay. So before all this time, she's sending Jason Hawes all of these text messages.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's so you kind of get a gist of like, but he blocked her and they kept coming. So she would find like his email, then his personal email, and then
Ooh,
another
she's
phone number.
stalking
She's
him.
stalking him. Yeah. Yeah. And then after he kind of blocked her on all of that and kept saying, please leave us alone, she started sending messages to his kids.
Oh.
And Satori's kind of like, and I actually heard someone say, well, what does his kids have to do with anything? I'm like, Satori was part of all of this.
Yeah,
Like, so,
I could see her harassing her.
right.
But the rest of the kids,
Yes.
no.
Yeah. And then I think he was like anybody that was associated with Jason was just getting thinly veiled threats.
Wow.
Sent to them. So he kind of gets tired of it, unblocks her, and sends her a link to a video that he put on his channel. And in it, he said, okay, I just want this to end. I'm inviting you to come on the channel, no strings attached. And if you don't even want me to be here, I won't be here. But you can have whoever you want to get your side of this out. But I want this over with.
Mm-hmm.
And it got a lot of backlash because it's like,
You're giving her a platform.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. You know, it's like if, you know, you're anti-Putin and then you invite Putin on your, on your YouTube channel to have a friendly discussion. It's
Right.
like,
So we talked
Yeah.
about J.P. Miller, the pastor in North Carolina, and a lot of people invited him onto their
right.
channels, and they all got that same kind of pushback. Like, you're
Right.
giving J.P. Miller, this horrible pastor,
Right.
a platform to spew his garbage at you.
She just came across the thing like completely like vertical.
Cat. Like, I don't know what the hell is wrong with her. Jeez.
She's been asleep all day. She's ready to go.
So I get that why he would have gotten some backlash for having her on there. But I also
Yeah.
understand his perspective too. Like, he just doesn't want to deal with her anymore.
Yeah.
He wants to.
He never wanted to deal with her to begin with.
Right.
And the other thing too is people were accusing Jason just padding his numbers, like you've been out of you've been out of this for so long, and you're just looking to build your base, and he's like, I don't need to build my base. He's like, I'm making residuals, like I make money, just I'm good. Like
Yeah.
I do not need the money. I'm just doing this because I enjoy it. So, but he then deleted that video. And then
Because he got so much backlash from the community.
I actually don't think that mattered to him. And then he did a follow-up video and he was explaining why he took the video down. And he said, what he said was, I can understand where you're coming from. He goes, but that's not why I took it down. He goes, I took it down because I uploaded the video in a place, coming from a place of anger. I didn't do it because I was being nice. I did it just to shut her up. And I didn't do it in the healthiest way. And he goes, and this is the way I am. And that tracks with everything like
Interesting.
after I've been seeing all of this content with him, because I've never seen him really just talk.
Right.
I've always seen him in his
Performative.
in his taps thing. So you don't really get an idea of who he is. But after like a couple of videos, I'm like, I know exactly. I've seen your personality. It's not bad. But he's just the kind of guy that is just like if you're good to me, I'll help you do whatever. But the second you cross me, we're done. And not only were you done, I'll bury you.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality. Like he's not the guy that you want to be enemies with, kind of thing. That's the way it felt. Did Zach Baggins make more money after he went through the supposed possession or demon attack from his famous demon house?
So, and that's another, like, I think Zach tore down that house, and which is so ridiculous. I don't know why he would do that.
That's right. He bought that one, didn't he?
Oh, but you know how he's making money is there because they're making a series about that house.
Oh.
I saw.
Well, he's also got his museum too.
Yeah, but this house is like in Cleveland or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And he tore it down, but then.
Yeah, in the end, he did tear it down. Yeah. So weird. It is really weird.
It is weird that he did that because he's like burn the boats kind of guy. He doesn't want anyone else. But he lost out on a money-making opportunity, except if he sold the rights to Hulu or whoever's making the series.
Right, nobody else can reuse that property.
Right.
Now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he owns the intellectual property around the name. And then now it's a series.
So do you think Alice, do you think he did it out of spite? Like once it's torn down, nobody else can make money off of it. It kind of ends the thing.
I think so. I think he did.
That's interesting.
I think he did.
That feels exactly like a Zach Baggins kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with Zach. Like I pretty much nailed, got to rephrase that one.
When did you nail him? This is news to me.
Well, let me tell you, darling. I had him. I can't even say pegged. God, how do you talk about someone like that? I had him figured out like after the first 5 minutes of the first episode we ever saw of him, and he hasn't changed since. I think he didn't want anyone else to own that story.
Exactly.
Yeah, or capitalize that on that story. So it's like it'd be like Nunez having the rights to The Conjuring,
which she doesn't.
She doesn't. She has the rights to The Conjuring house,
right?
Which is that is a big distinction. And then she goes, "Well, I've got the name because you've sold me the name. Now I'm going to tear it down, and nobody else will ever make a cent off this again. And I can make a bunch of shows about The Conjuring house." As a series and movies, because she owns, I guess that would be part of buying the land, is that she bought the rights to the name The Conjuring House, because she says TCH like all the freaking time, like she makes money by saying it. Yeah.
Okay, so Jason Hawes came with anger in his heart.
Yes.
And so he took it down.
Okay. And he apologized to everybody. He's like, I hear you. It's not the reason I took it down. You do have a point, but that's not the reason I took it down. Here are my reasons. And they made very logical sense. Like even the guy that's the does all the drama videos.
I don't know.
Yeah, you've seen him. Yeah. No. But he does a video about Mr. Beast too. Oh yeah. No, that's his whole thing. He does drama, but he focuses a lot on the paranormal side because it's so crazy. There's a lot of drama and even outside of the Conjuring house.
Which I had no idea until like the last couple of weeks. Like we didn't.
As soon as I started the debunking video, I'm just like, oh my crap, there's a lot out here.
There's drama. These are some dramatic people.
Yeah. So he takes it down and blocks her again, and then I think this came out soon after that. This is pretty recent, and I haven't seen anything new after that. But there apparently are just pages and pages and pages and pages of stuff like this. Like,
do they have a restraining order?
That's a good question. If they don't, I'd be shocked. I feel like all of them should have a restraining order. I guess the difference is that he had already established a camera presence before his demon house, where she was largely unknown in the paranormal field before the Conjuring house came into her hands. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then Zach was able to, if he owns the intellectual property rights to that house, then he was able to sell to movies and
license
it.
Yeah. He wouldn't sell it.
To the studios.
Yeah.
License it to the studios.
License the story, which I thought was funny because the story wasn't that great at that house. Because it was the one where they kept digging up the basement, right? I think I'm thinking of the right house here. They kept digging up the basement, and then they found like stuff that they thought were human bones, and they definitely were not.
I don't remember that.
Had a dirt basement or something like that.
All I remember is the boy being possessed.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm thinking of the same one.
Possessed,
because Zach has never been possessed before that day.
And then after that, he was possessed like all the time.
No, he's been possessed. He gets possessed every episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but that's what he says. He's like, Aaron, I never get possessed. He does this whole thing. It's like
he's like a Derek Acora, which is so awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a reaction video to Almost Haunted. I think I'm gonna do that on Monday.
You gotta find them. They're hard to find.
They are hard to find. Yeah,
the Derek Acora ones are so hard to find.
Yes, it all changed from that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta remember where the series is.
Almost Haunted.
No, the series that were created based on the house, or if it's a movie, a streaming movie. But I know it's coming, or it was just released. It's all brand new.
It's probably under the Ghost Adventures thing, like Ghost Adventures Booty Call or Most Possessed or something like that. Yeah, he's got interesting, like, the House Call. He always has his little offshoots from the
like when they were ghost hunting at his girlfriend's house. That was a good episode.
The one in the Hollywood Hills, the guy fell down and almost died, or
because there was a bobcat.
Yeah,
there was a bobcat in there, and they were freaking out over the bobcat because those bobcats make like really weird sounds.
Yeah,
and then he fell.
Because of the bobcat.
Because of the bobcat. Yeah.
And he was out for like 2 episodes or something like that too, because he was hurt. Oh my god,
that was a good episode.
Yeah, you could see that it was his girlfriend or his soon-to-be girlfriend or soon-to-be ex-girlfriend.
You could see his how much alimony he was paying.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Oh, and also Strong Letter to Follow. We need to make sure we add that too.
I'd never heard that phrase before. Strong letter to follow.
No, I haven't either. I have not either. Apparently, it's a ye olde way of talking, to people. Like you're writing a memo or something like that. But
I think it comes from the telegram,
right?
Because if you have to pay per letter.
Yeah.
So if you send a telegram, and you're like, SOS, I'm gonna kill you. Strong letter to follow. and then you send the 10-page letter,
right?
Detailing how you're gonna kill them.
Yeah.
Then that's the strong letter to follow.
Yes. Just informational. You're going to get some hate mail. Yeah. So be prepared.
That's old time hate. Old time haters. Strong letter to follow. Where they tell you all the ways they hate you. Now they just put it in the
Or it's
comments.
like someone sending a text, check your email.
Yeah. And they tell you all the ways they hate you.
My thumbs are getting tired. So
Strong email to follow.
And my hate is too strong.
I'm going to detail all the ways I hate you.
Yeah. Dorson? Sorry. Keep saying your name. You need to go take a shower.
Self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency. Kids and cats and paranormal.
Well, we have one cat that's like...
They're both terrible. They're not terrible.
Well,
they're just...
Cats.
Yeah.
And our children are just children.
Teenagers. Just teenagers.
Oh, okay. Well, anything that you wanted to add
Strong
about...
letter to follow.
Strong letter to follow or...
Well, the one video I did see about the Conjuring House Drama was there was a mistake on Zillow or Fox News or somebody,
That's right.
where they said that her house was up for sale.
Yes.
And then that YouTuber came back and followed up with them, and they were like, no, it was an accident. But in her mental state, I bet
Wow.
that like sent her over the edge.
Yeah, I can't imagine that all of a sudden you have the news saying that your property, which you own,
Is up
is up for sale.
And you're already in that mental state that she's in, where she's thinking Zuckerberg is going to come and save her, and there's the dark arts. And I mean, she must have went off her rocker if she ever saw that.
Yeah. Which, I mean, she would have had to, because from the way that it seems like she has everything set up, she definitely has those like alerts set up that anything that comes up with the Conjuring House. So that
I don't think she does. I don't think she does, because I think she's so technologically inept. I don't think she would have done that.
Okay, well, let's just say John Arnold would have told her.
John Arnold would have told her.
Hey, look at this. Look what they're doing to you.
I think that YouTuber, the drama YouTuber, has the alert set up, and that's
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because like that's the best way to find information is just let it come to you.
Yeah.
If you don't use Google Alerts, definitely check it. I mean, it's so powerful. I'm a narcissist, so I just have my name there.
Do you really?
Well, it's part of that, but there's another reason for it though, because apparently there is a Carl, spelled the same way, that writes a bunch of scientific novels, scientific papers, and he makes me look like I'm lazy. So I have his name down so I can find, like, I want to actually reach out to this person and like talk to him, because like it seems like every other day he's putting out like this really smart scientific paper about like AI methodologies, in discerning like, geographic locations based on this. And then the next one is like some chemistry thing. And I'm just like, and I keep getting alerts. Did you write this? I'm like, no, I didn't write this. Okay. I'm not that smart.
Adoy.
So yeah, I have my own name in there, and because I'm a narcissist.
I did not know this. That is too funny. I do not have a Google alert.
Oh my God, you're judging me right now. Why are you judging me? Don't judge me.
I'm very confused.
Well, anyways, I think that's it for tonight, right? Unless you got anything else that you want to add, or Alice, if you want to add anything, or anybody in chat, because
there's lots of Zach Baggins drama, but I don't think we're prepared for.
Not tonight.
About that.
I think we should probably do our next live stream on Zach Baggins.
Okay.
Because that I think getting information about Zach would be interesting, because the stuff that I know is only the stuff that I see in the show, which there's enough there to.
There's a lot of Reddit posts about working for him, and that are really interesting.
But I feel the same way about him as like Mr. Beast, right? Is that you're gonna piss people off when you're that big and dealing with things. But I also feel that their kind of business energy is the same, which is
screw everyone over.
Yeah. And I know best. Nobody else does. My way or the highway kind of mentality too. So yeah, I think we should definitely do that research and have that discussion. And I think on tomorrow, I'm going to look for a most haunted to do. And I'm trying to figure out the best time to do the daily live stream as well. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, because I definitely want to do it at a time that works best for everybody. I might do tomorrow's early in the morning, more early than later. But still kind of playing around with the timing on that. We'll figure that one out. But I think that's it.
Cool.
So thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it. And have a great rest of your Sunday.
Good night.
See ya.